The House will come to order. Members, please register. Have all members registered? A quorum is present.
Where's Mr. Paul?
I believe he's in the back hall.
Okay.
We'll be fine. Okay, the House and Gallery will please rise for the invocation, which will be offered by Cardinal Daniel Donardo from the Archdiocese of Houston-Galveston in Houston. Paul is going to have a brief introduction.
It is my honor to introduce His Eminence Daniel Cardinal Donardo of the Metropolitan Archdiocese, Galveston, Houston, and spiritual leader to over 2 million Catholics across the Archdiocese. Ordained in 1977, Cardinal Donardo served in Pittsburgh, Rome, and Sioux City before becoming Archbishop of Galveston, Houston in 2006. Elevated to the College of the Cardinals in 2007, he played a key role in the 2013 Papal Conclave and later led the U.S. Catholic Conference of Bishops from 2016 to 2019. After nearly 2 decades of faithful service as Archbishop, Cardinal Donardo will retire at the end of this month, having beheld a profound legacy of leadership, faith, and dedication to the Church. A developed shepherd and respected leader in the Church, please join me in welcoming Cardinal Donardo. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let us pray. O God of wisdom, as we gather in service to our state, we give you thanks for the gift of life and for the opportunity to serve you and our brothers and sisters. We pray for all the members of this chamber who work diligently to serve others and guard our political welfare. May they be enabled by your Spirit to discharge their duties with honesty, ability, and prudence. We pray for the humility to better listen to you and one another, seeking to hear, not just be heard, to act clearly in the pursuit of justice and integrity, and to promote and protect the fullness of human life and dignity. May we all rise to more generous service towards the common good of our local and state communities, especially the poor and the vulnerable. We pray to you, who are Lord and God, forever and ever. Amen. Amen.
The chair recognizes the Honorable Michaela Plessa of Collin County to lead us in the pledges of allegiance to the United States and Texas flags.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, guests in the gallery, please join me as we say the Pledge of Allegiance to our United States and Texas flags. I pledge allegiance and to the Texas flag. God bless Texas.
Members, we have some resolutions. If you'll take your conversations outside the rails, please. Okay. Chair recognizes Mr. Paul for a motion.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to cancel all necessary rules for Resolution 244.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The rules are suspended. following resolution. The clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 244 by Paul, honoring the Most Reverend Daniel Cardinal DiNardo for his service as pastor of the day on February 12, 2025.
Chair recognizes Mr. Paul to explain the resolution.
Members, I ask anybody that's a Catholic member of our delegation, or of our membership body, or if you're a part of Galveston, Houston, please come on up to the front if you want. And Corpus Christi, of course. Whereas the Most Reverend Daniel Cardinal DiNardo, retired Archbishop of the Archdiocese of Galveston, Houston, is serving as pastor of the day for the Texas House of Representatives on February 12, 2025. And whereas after serving the Archdiocese as a co-adjudicator, Archbishop Cardinal DiNardo was appointed Archbishop on February 28, 2006. He served as a cardinal elected in the Papal Conclave of 2013, which saw the election of Pope Francis to the See of Peter. This same year, he was elected Vice President of the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops. He further served on the Pontificate Council for Culture, the Pontifical Council for the Pastoral Care of Migrants and Interned People, and the Council for the Economy. In addition, he has served as a trustee of the Catholic University of America. And whereas during his tenure as a Metropolitan Archbishop, Cardinal DiNardo pastored more than 2 million Catholics in the diocese, which represented the largest Catholic population in the state. And he guided over 430 priests to nearly 150 parishes and more than 50 schools. He retired upon appointment and his successor in January 2025. And whereas Cardinal DiNardo studied at St. Paul's Seminary in Duisburg University, he received his master's degree in philosophy from the Catholic University and a degree in sacred theology in both the Pontifical Gregorian University and the Pastoral Institute Augustinianum in Rome. He was ordained to be the priesthood for the Catholic Diocese of Pittsburgh in 1977 and served as parish pastor, seminary professional, spiritual director from 1984 to 91. He worked in Rome as a staff member for the Congregation for Bishops, as adjacent professor at the Pontifical North American College, and as a director of Villa Stench, the House for American Clergy. He then returned to Pittsburgh to pastor several parishes and served in the chastity ordained as a bishop in 1997, bishop of Sioux City, Iowa, the next year. And whereas Cardinal DiNardo has inspired innumerable Texans through his message of faith and goodwill, it is with great privilege that we welcome in the state capital of Texas. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the House of Representatives of the 89th Legislature hereby honor the Most Reverend Daniel Cardinal DiNardo and extend him his sincere appreciation for his many years of service to the Archdiocese of Galveston, Houston. And be it further resolved that an official copy of this resolution for Cardinal DiNardo is an expression of high regard for the Texas House of Representatives. Remember, this man has been a great person of faith in our region. He's led these Catholics, as well as working with other faiths all around our area to combine to work the work of Jesus Christ and our faith in our Texas. He's going to be very dearly missed, and he's a true man of God. And we thank you very much for your service, Cardinal DiNardo. Move adoption.
The question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The resolution is adopted. Speaker Craddock moves to add all members' names to the resolution. Is there objection? Chair hears none. So ordered. Chair is pleased to recognize Dr. Diego Moreno from San Marcos as the Doctor of the Day. Members, join me in welcoming him. Mr. Doorkeeper.
Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Doorkeeper.
Mr. Speaker, I have a messenger from the Senate at the door of the House.
Admit the messenger.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am directed by the Senate.
Wait, I didn't even get there.
All right, members, we're about to have several resolutions and recognitions. One of the resolutions will require a record vote. Please take your conversations outside the rail. The chair lays out the following resolution. The clerk will read the resolution.
SCR 14 by Zaffarini, granting the legislature permission to adjourn for more than 3 days during the period beginning Thursday, February 13th, 2025, and ending Tuesday, February 18th, 2025.
Chair recognizes Mr. Hunter. Explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. This is a Senate concurrent resolution adopted by the Senate yesterday in accordance with the Senate's planned work schedule for this week and next week. The resolution authorizes the Senate or the House to adjourn from this Thursday until next Tuesday. It's my understanding that the Senate and House will both be in session tomorrow. I move adoption.
Mr. Harrison, in opposition to the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, with all due respect, is this a joke? Are we seriously going to take up a resolution? We've been here 4 weeks, and this, if we pass this today, this will be the fourth long holiday vacation weekend we have taken. And this is, by the way, especially embarrassing given that President Trump and his administration are working 20 hours a day. And in fact, they have done more in 3 weeks to combat taxpayer-funded DEI in Texas than this body has done in the 3 years that I have been here. Texans are counting on us, Texans who are being taxed out of their homes, Texans who are having their tax dollars weaponized against them, against their children, and against their values by funding DEI. And almost all of our public universities expect us to take action to protect them. And by the way, to all of you saying we can't work because we have a constitutional 60-day prohibition on work, you know what else the Constitution does not let us do explicitly? Take 3-day weekends. I wish folks paid more attention to that prohibition, the prohibition that we're going to suspend right now. So don't vote against this. I encourage you to vote against this, but don't vote against it just because I'm asking you to. I talk to Texans all across this state, and I can assure you, especially if you're one of my colleagues on my side of the aisle, every one of your constituents wants us to vote no on this resolution. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, will the member yield for questions?
Absolutely.
Despite being adjourned, are you able to work on bills and legislation if we don't meet formally?
Given that I have filed, I think, 60 of the most consequential pro-liberty bills ever filed in this Texas chamber, absolutely.
So thank you for that answer.
bet.
So you are able to work.
Individual members can work. Individual members, however, cannot pass bills. They cannot pass legislation. And quite frankly, we should have passed legislation off this floor weeks ago. Weeks ago.
So the process is, and tell me if I'm wrong, we form committees. The bills pass through committees. It's a filter process. And then if the bill goes through calendars at that point, we're able to vote on the bills then. Is that correct?
Are you actually asking me the process for how a bill becomes a law, Representative?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, it gets referred to committees as per the Constitution. And the Constitution explicitly authorized the formation of committees after a speaker who was elected, and that speaker, ladies and gentlemen, was elected 30 days ago. And the Constitution authorizes us to send a bill, once filed, not to a committee of specific jurisdiction, but to a committee of the whole. Bills could have been put to this body as a committee of the whole weeks ago, deliberated, vote out of the committee of a whole, and placed on the floor for full consideration of the body weeks ago, and we could have passed school choice exactly like the Texas Senate has already done.
If I may, will the member
You
continue to
absolutely
yield
may.
for
I
questions?
will yield as long as you would like to be here.
So the resolution addresses a Senate resolution
Sure does.
asking us to concur.
Yeah, it does.
Is there a reason, is there an issue that you have with the Senate that we should not concur
What
with the resolution from
what
the
a
Senate?
profoundly unserious question. The Texas Senate has had multiple committees formed for many weeks. The Texas Senate has referred literally hundreds of pages of consequential legislation to those committees. There have been countless hours of hearings conducted in those committees, including some that went for 2 solid days. The Texas Senate has referred bills or passed bills out of committee to the Senate for deliberation, an entire day of deliberation on one of them on the floor of the Texas Senate, and the Texas Senate has moved to final passage, one of the most consequential pieces of legislation that is pro-parent in the history of the state. So the Texas Senate is working. The Texas House has accomplished nothing, respectfully, but honoring Beyonce and passing the Democrat Empowerment Act of 2025.
Are any of the bills that you're referring to an emergency item? Will the moon fall out of the sky if any of these bills are not passed within a week or two?
You know what? You really should direct that question to the governor of the state of Texas, who designated 7 of these items to be emergency items, including probably the most pressing issue facing mine and your constituents, which is confiscatory levels of property taxation that preclude home ownership in the state of Texas. And in fact, Governor Abbott specifically asked us to take up a bill that I've been championing for 2 years that would make property tax increases illegal unless they were approved by voters in an election. Would you join me in making a motion to put that bill on the floor so we can pass it off the floor before we take another 5-day vacation? Will you join me, Representative Tepper, in making that motion?
I will join you when it's the proper time, but
You can make it the proper time by making that motion right now.
I don't believe these microphones are intended for grandstanding or self-serving speeches.
What are you
So,
doing? What are
thank
you doing back there, Representative?
Thank you, member.
I am speaking on behalf of Texans who are being taxed out of their homes and who expect us to pay more attention to their wishes than the people that work under the pink dome in the corrupt capital of the state of Texas.
Thank you for yielding.
That's
I
who
appreciate
I'm fighting for, Representative, and thank you for that. You don't have any more? You don't have any more questions?
I'm done. Thank you, sir.
All right. I'm disappointed.
Representative Harrison will yield for a question.
Absolutely, Representative Hopper.
Is there precedent for the House taking up matters before the first 60 days?
Not only is there precedent in the journals of sessions gone by, for decades of our history in the state of Texas, it was more common than not, that we would suspend the constitutional 60-day prohibition on work so that we can take up action. I want to note, I appreciate Representative Johnson joining me in opposition to the long weekend. So thank you very much. So yes, there is not just some precedent, Representative, there is tremendous precedent.
Representative Harrison will yield for one more question.
Absolutely. I'll yield for questions from any member of this body.
Have you observed, since you've been here in the Texas House, that on days that we gavel in, that the lobby is knocking on your door every 5 minutes?
I have noticed that.
Representative Harrison will yield for one more question.
Yes, Representative, I will yield all day.
Have you also observed on days that we don't gavel in, that we are on a 5-day weekend, that there is almost no one knocking on your door because the lobby
You're going to have to
knows?
repeat the question, Representative. I can't hear you.
Have you also observed that on the days that we don't gavel in, the days that we are on our 5-day weekends, that the lobby does not knock on our doors because they know that representatives are not in their offices?
Yeah, I think it is really clear to the people who actually, quite frankly, exercise far more power than many people who sit in these chairs, the lobby, that work is not, in fact, happening in the people's house in the great state of Texas.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you.
Close. Mr. Hunter to close.
Move passage.
All right, the question occurs with the adoption of SCR 14. This is a record vote required by the Constitution. The clerk will ring the bell. Representative Leeds voting aye. Representative Dean voting aye. Speaker Craddock voting aye. Representative Hunter voting aye. Cortez aye. King aye. We're good. All right, there being 127 ayes, 21 nays, the resolution is adopted. All right, members, please take your seats. We have a memorial resolution. All right. The chair recognizes Mr. Harris for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speakers. I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider H.R. 229.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 229 by Harris in memory of U.S. Army Captain Curtis Wayne Fitzgerald of Palestine.
Chair recognizes Mr. Harris to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, today I rise in honor to memorialize the passing of a true American hero, U.S. Army Captain Curtis Wayne Fitzgerald of Palestine, Texas. In 1969, Mr. Fitzgerald began 6 years of active duty with the United States Army, piloting Bell UH-1 aircraft for the 189th Assault Helicopter Company, Ghost Riders. He took part in a number of major operations. During the Battle of Hamburger Hill, he flew multiple resupply missions, and in the siege of Ben Het, he completed a supply run after his helicopter sustained heavy gunfire. He went on to serve as the air mission commander for the initial invasion of Cambodia, and during long-range reconnaissance patrols into Cambodia and Laos, he identified enemy positions before returning his damaged aircraft to safety. Ultimately rising to the rank of captain, he flew 1,600 hours in combat and was shot down 6 times. Subsequently, he volunteered for another 6-month tenure in support of incoming units. For his remarkable courage, Captain Fitzgerald was awarded the Silver Star, 3 Distinguished Flying Crosses, 3 bronze medals, 19 air medals, and the Purple Heart. Captain Fitzgerald lent his time and expertise to the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, veteran service organizations, and area PTSD support groups. A University of Houston graduate, he established and operated a real estate firm specializing in farm and ranch sales back home in Palestine. Captain Fitzgerald lived a rich and purposeful life, and he leaves behind a legacy of service to his country and his community that will continue to inspire all who had the privilege of knowing him like I did. Mr. Speaker, I ask that we observe a moment of silence in memory of Captain Fitzgerald.
The question occurs in the adoption of the resolution. All those in favor, please rise and observe a moment of silence. The resolution is unanimously adopted. Representative Ashby moves to add all members' names to the resolution. Is there objection? Chair hears none, so ordered. Representative Moody, for what purpose?
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to ask that Mr. Harris's remarks on the prior resolution that passed be reduced to writing and placed in the House Journal.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair hears none, so ordered.
Thanks, sir.
All right, the chair recognizes Mr. Smithy for a motion.
Mr. Speaker and members, I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up House Resolution 198.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The rules are suspending. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 198 by Smithy, recognizing February 11th and 12th, 2025 as Panhandle Days at the state capitol.
Chair recognizes Mr. Smithy to explain the resolution.
Mr. Speaker and members, we're celebrating Panhandle Days here in Austin. We appreciate our people from the Panhandle coming down. And for those of you who have never lived in the Panhandle, I'm telling you, it's the greatest place in the state of Texas to live. Very little traffic. We have sunshine almost all the time. Fresh air. It's a great place to live. And the people are absolutely the best. We've got some guests with us on the podium this morning. We have Mayor Karen Felker from the city of Borger, City Manager Grayson Path with the city of Amarillo, Commissioner Pat Sims of the city of Dumas, Assistant City Manager John Behrens from the city of Canyon, City Manager Garrett Spalding from the city of Borger, and Jason Harrison, who is president of the Amarillo Chamber of Commerce. We appreciate them being here today, and we ask you all to join with us in celebrating Panhandle Days here in Austin. I'm going to turn it over to Representative Fairley.
Chair recognizes Representative Fairley.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am so proud to represent the Texas Panhandle. Thank you for those who made quite the trek here to Austin to advocate for rural values. It's so important and it doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you all for being here.
Chair recognizes Representative King.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to welcome all the panhandlers that traveled down to Austin to see us today. We're doing our best to represent you, and don't be strangers. I know most of this delegation isn't from my district, which is hard to believe since it's 19 counties, but we all represent each other and stay together, so thanks for coming.
Chair recognizes Representative Smithy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I move adoption.
All right, the question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The resolution is adopted. Representative King moves to add all members' names to the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair hears none, so ordered. All right, Chair recognizes Ms. Perez for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider House Resolution 178.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair is none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 178 by Perez of Harris, recognizing February 12, 2025 as Pasadena Chamber of Commerce Day at the State Capitol.
Chair recognizes Ms. Perez to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, it is my honor to welcome the Pasadena Chamber of Commerce to the Capitol. We have guests both behind the dais and up in the gallery. Behind the dais, we have Christina Womack, Everett Smith, Danny Schnautz, Heather Lambert, and Jennifer Silva. And I ask that everyone visiting from the Pasadena Chamber of Commerce in the gallery, please stand and be recognized. We appreciate you being here today, and welcome to your state capitol. Mr. Speaker, I move adoption.
On the adoption of the resolution, is there any objection? The chair is none. The resolution is adopted.
Thank you, Mary Ann.
Representative Paul moves to add all members' names to the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair is none. So ordered. All right, Chair recognizes Ms. Leah Wilson for a motion.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider House Resolution 109.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 109 by Leo Wilson, recognizing February 12, 2025 as Chambers County Day at the State Capitol.
Chair recognizes Ms. Leo Wilson to explain the resolution.
Members, it is my great honor to welcome Chambers County to their Texas capital as we celebrate Chambers County Day. Today, we recognize the rich history, the vibrant communities, and the hardworking citizens that make Chambers County such an integral part of our state. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge our distinguished guest on the dais, County Judge Jimmy Sylvia, Commissioner Jimmy Gore, who could not be with us today, he's not feeling well, Commissioner Mark Tice, Commissioner Tommy Hammond, and Commissioner Ryan Dagley. Thank you very much for your leadership and dedication to the people of Chambers County. Spanning nearly 600 square miles of Gulf Coast plains, Chambers County has played a significant role in Texas history. From the early days of the Texas Revolution in Anahuac to its thriving industries in agriculture, petrochemical refining, and economic development. The county is home to very cherished traditions such as the Texas Gator Fest, the Texas Rice Festival, as well as the beautiful outdoor destinations such as the Anahuac National Wildlife Refuge and the Trinity River Island Recreational Area. Chambers County is a place where history and progress go hand in hand, and its citizens can take great pride in the contributions they make to our state's economy, culture, and heritage. Before I close, I want to extend a special invitation to all of you from Chambers County and the community to join us tonight at a reception at Bob Bullock Museum at 6:30. It will be a wonderful opportunity to continue celebrating Chambers County and connect with its incredible leaders and citizens. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize the students here from Barbers Hill ISD. On behalf of the House of Representatives, welcome to your state capital. Please stand if you're from Chambers County.
There they are on your left.
Amazing showing, Chambers County. Mr. Speaker, I move adoption.
All right, the question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The resolution is adopted. Representative Vasut moves to add all members' names to the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair hears none, so ordered. Chair recognizes Ms. Leo Wilson for a motion.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider House Resolution 28.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 28 by Leo Wilson, commemorating the naming of the Adrian Combs Memorial Highway in Chambers County.
All right, Chair recognizes Ms. Leo Wilson to explain the resolution.
Members, today we come together to honor the life and the legacy of Adrian Brian Combs, a beloved son, brother, husband, and member of the Chambers County community. I would first like to take a moment to welcome Adrian's family, who are joining us in the gallery today. Please stand. His wife, Shayla Combs, his parents, Billy and Patricia Combs, and his brother, Cody Combs. We are grateful for your presence as we recognize and remember Adrian's impact on his community. The resolution before us commemorates the dedication of a portion of FM 1405 as the Adrian Combs Memorial Highway, a fitting tribute to a man whose life was tragically cut short while doing something that he loved. Through this designation, we not only honor Adrian's memory, but also reaffirm the importance of roadway safety for all Texans. Adrian was known for his generosity, his sense of humor, and his deep love for his family. A successful businessman and an avid cyclist and triathlete, he made his lasting mark on those who had the privilege of knowing him. Through his passing was a great loss. His legacy will endure, It is to honor and present this resolution as a testament to his life and to ensure that his name and his impact on Chambers County will not go forgotten. It is an honor to be with the Combs family. On behalf of this body, please accept our deepest condolences and our sincere appreciation for allowing us to recognize Adrian in this way. Mr. Speaker, I move adoption.
All right. The question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The resolution is adopted. Chair recognizes Ms. Villalobos for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider House Resolution 130.
All right, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
HR number 130 by Villalobos, recognizing February 12th, 2025 as Coastal Bend Day at the state capitol.
Chair recognizes Ms. Villalobos to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, today it is an honor to welcome a group of our distinguished civic and business leaders from the Coastal Bend area to the Texas state capitol to celebrate February 12th as Coastal Bend Day. Joining me at the dais is Nueces County Judge Connie Scott, who is also a former state representative, Corpus Christi Mayor Paulette Guajardo, Port of Corpus Christi President Kent Britton, and Nueces County Commissioner John Mades. The Coastal Bend is truly special area. It is a place of rich in culture, natural beauty, and historical significance. These attributes attract more than 10 million visitors every year. Visitors come to see and include our beautiful Padre Island, National Seashore, Texas State Aquarium, and the USS Lexington in the Corpus Christi Bay. The area is also home to the only World War II heritage site designated by the National Park Service to commemorate National Air Station Corpus Christi contributions to victory by training over 35,000 naval aviators. Additionally, the Port of Corpus Christi itself is one of the strongest drivers of maritime commerce in our great nation, having the highest total revenue tonnage of any port in the country. I look forward to the continued development of the Coastal Bend area to sustain its place as a beautiful and vibrant heart of the Texas coast. Please join me in welcoming the leaders of the Coastal Bend with me here today on the dais and around the building as well. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move adoption. Yes.
Representative Hunter.
Now, Mr. Speaker, members, I want you to see all these wonderful coastal folks right here, but make sure you get a close-up on the speaker whose wife's from B County. Yeah. So, anyway, thank you all very much.
All right, the question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The resolution is adopted. Representative Hunter moves to add all members' names to the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. So ordered.
The chair recognizes Mr. Ashby for a recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, today is Lufkin, Angelina County, Nacogdoches County Days at our state capitol. It's an honor to represent Angelina County here in the Texas House, the only county in Texas that's named for a female. We have with us today a large contingency of around 200 people from across both Angelina and Nacogdoches counties that are visiting their state capitol. I know we have a number of members from the Chamber of Commerce in Lufkin and Angelina County that are here up in the North Gallery. I'd like to ask them to rise. Members, help me recognize these distinguished guests to their state capitol.
The chair recognizes Ms. Schaffner for a recognition.
Thank you so much. Today, obviously, is also Nacogdoches Chambers Day. So grateful to serve with them, to represent them. I honor them so well. We have so many of you here. These are wonderful men and women who proudly serve many people within our district, as well as the surrounding areas, and are responsible for the prosperity and progression of our counties and our surrounding counties within my very favorite part of Texas. Thank you so much for being here. If anyone is here, please stand and rise. We thank you so much for coming.
Mr. Lowe, for what purpose?
Mr. Speaker, I move that the remarks by Representative Harrison on SCR 14 be reduced to writing and entered into the House Journal.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there objection? The chair hears none, so ordered. The chair recognizes Mr. Patterson for a recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am so proud to be here today to recognize some great folks here from the big city of Frisco, Texas. Here joining us in the gallery today, we have Frisco City Council members Laura Rummel and John Keating, from the Frisco Economic Development Corporation Board, Kimberly Evans and Jason Denton, from the City of Frisco, Ben Brazina and Rustin Stewart, and also representing the Frisco Economic Development Corporation, Jason Ford and Gloria Salinas. And then finally, representing Visit Frisco, Marla Rowe, the Executive Director. Thank you all for being at your state capitol. We're so proud to have you all here. Thank you.
The chair recognizes Ms. Troxclair for a motion.
Mr. Speaker and members, I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider H.R. 239.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there objection? The chair hears none, and the rules are suspended. The following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 239 by Troxclair, commemorating the 27th anniversary of Leadership Bernie.
The chair recognizes Ms. Troxclair to explain the resolution.
Members, please help me in welcoming the 27th class of Leadership Bernie from House District 19's Kendall County. Guys, will you please stand up so we know where you are? Thank you for coming to your state capitol. Since 1998, through the Bernie Chamber of Commerce, Leadership Bernie has been shaping our future of our community through its rigorous year-long program. The people that you see here today are taking time out of their families, their schedules, their businesses to get more engaged in our community and become better civic leaders. They are from diverse industries, all committed to becoming informed, engaged, and active. And we are so grateful that they are here in our Texas Capitol today. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for all you do for Kendall County. Move passage.
The question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there objection? Chair hears none, and the resolution is adopted. The chair recognizes Ms. Holt for a motion.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend all rules necessary for the House to take up H.R. 224.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there objection? The chair hears none. The rules are suspended. The following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 224 by Holt, commending Michael Fawzi Terabay of Sour Lake for his act as an organ donor.
The chair recognizes Ms. Holt to explain the resolution.
Mr. Speaker, members, and ladies and gentlemen in the gallery, today we gather to honor the extraordinary compassion and selflessness of Mr. Michael Fawzy Terabay of Sour Lake in my home county of Hardin County. In a world where true acts of heroism are rare, Mr. Terabay stands as a beacon of hope and humanity. His decision to become an organ donor has not only saved the life of his friend and colleague, Marshall Good, but also exemplified the highest virtues of the human spirit. In 2020, Mr. Terabay and Mr. Good forged a friendship that would soon be tested by the gravest of circumstances. Mr. Good, suffering from an inherited liver disease, faced a dire prognosis. With his health rapidly declining, the need for a liver transplant became urgent. Amidst this crisis, Mr. Terabay, his friend, stepped forward, offering the gift of life. Undergoing rigorous tests and procedures, Mr. Terabay's unwavering commitment culminated in a successful transplant surgery on September the 10th, 2024. His selfless act has granted Mr. Good a renewed lease on life and a future filled with hope. Members, help me recognize not only the donor, Mr. Michael Farabays, please stand, but also the donor, the recipient of the liver, Marshall Good. Mr. Good, please stand. Today we commend Michael Terabay for his life-saving act. His generosity and courage remind us of the profound impact one individual can have on the lives of others. Let us celebrate this remarkable act of kindness and extend our heartfelt wishes for continued health and happiness to both Mr. Terabay and Mr. Good. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move adoption.
The question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there objection? The chair hears none, and the resolution is adopted. Mr. Wilson moves to add all members' names. Is there objection? The chair hears none, so ordered. The chair recognizes Ms. Rose for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider House Resolution 218 in honor of Black Heart Association.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there objection? The chair hears none, and the rules are suspended. The following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 218 by Rose, honoring the Black Heart Association for its work to eliminate heart health disparities among communities of color.
The chair recognizes Ms. Rose to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm a little rusty here. It is my distinct honor to recognize the Black Heart Association, an organization whose work is both transformative and life-saving. Members, as you know, February is American Heart Month and Heart Disease Awareness Month. Heart disease remains one of the greatest health challenges of our time and is the leading cause of death of men and women. Nearly half of the adults in the U.S. have high blood pressure, which is the leading cause of heart disease. And in 2022, 1 in every 5 deaths in the United States was caused by heart disease. Founded by a 3-time heart attack survivor, Tara Robinson, and her husband, Frederick, the Black Heart Association is dedicated to raising awareness about the causes, effects, and symptoms of heart disease. It is with great pride that I ask you to welcome Tara and Frederick Robinson, who are in the gallery today on the far north side. If you all could please stand. Yeah. Thank you. To aid in their work, the Black Heart Association invested in a state-of-the-art bus called the Cardiovascular Awareness and Resource Delivery Vehicle, or CARDV for short. Now, I'm saying Carter V as in Victor, not to be mistaken with Carter B, because we do not want Representative Harris to add on to his antics. Carter V is staffed with experienced medical providers and equipment to test heart health with blood pressure screenings, lipoprotein genetic screenings, kidney screenings, glucose screenings, and lipid panels, which is cholesterol panel screening. So today, Carter V is parked along the 11th Street on the Capitol grounds near the Capitol Visitor Center, and it is available for a tour. So please stop by, members. Also have your staff to stop by as well. Members, too many families have suffered the loss of loved ones due to preventable cardiovascular conditions. The Black Heart Association has stepped forward as a beacon of hope, working tirelessly to educate, empower, and equip communities with knowledge and resources necessary to fight this silent epidemic. Mr. Speaker, thank you, and I move adoption of House Resolution 218.
The question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there objection? The chair hears none, and the resolution is adopted. Representative Reynolds moves to add all members' names. Is there objection? Chair hears none, so ordered. The chair recognizes Mr. Guillen for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider House Resolution number 215, which celebrates the 100th anniversary of the National Insurance and Financial Advisors Association.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there objection? The chair hears none, and the rules are suspended. The following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 215 by Guillen, commemorating the 100th anniversary of the Texas State Chapter of the National Association of Insurance and Financial Advisors.
The chair recognizes Mr. Guillen to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, today we celebrate the 100th anniversary of the National Association of Insurance and Financial Advisors, an organization that has been a cornerstone of the insurance and financial services industry in our state for the past century. Since its inception, NAIFA-Texas has championed the interests of financial professionals, provided valuable resources to its members, and helped countless Texans achieve financial security. Up in the gallery today, we have, and will y'all please stand as I call your name, Doug Massey, the National NAIFA President, Rick Demko of San Angelo, by the way, Rick Demko, President of NAIFA-Texas, Jason Talley, NAIFA-Texas Government Relations Chair, and dozens of NAIFA Insurance and Financial Advisor members. With more than 1,300 members and 10 local chapters across the state, NAIFA-Texas plays a vital role in promoting professional development, fostering a positive environment, and upholding the highest ethical standards in the industry. For 100 years, NAIFA-Texas has been advancing the well-being of Texans and strengthening the economic foundation of our state. Members, please join me in celebrating the incredible legacy of NAIFA-Texas and welcoming these Texans to their house with a round of applause. I move adoption.
Question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there objection? The chair hears none. The resolution is adopted. Mr. Moody moves to add all members' names. Is there objection? The chair hears none. So ordered.
Chair has Mr. Guillen for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider House Resolution number 255, recognizing Rita L. Littlefield Kidney Day at the Capitol.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair is none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 225 by Guillen, recognizing February 12, 2025 as Rita L. Littlefield Kidney Day at the State Capitol.
Chair recognizes Mr. Guillen to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, today we recognize Rita L. Littlefield Kidney Day, a biennial event that highlights the importance of kidney health and honors the dedicated efforts of advocates and organizations working to improve the lives of kidney patients across Texas. Members, up in the gallery today we have Ms. Rita Littlefield herself and members of the Texas Renal Coalition, the American Nurses Association. Will y'all please stand as I call y'all? DaVita, Fresenius Medical Care, Transplant Organ Alliance Austin, Methodist Special Transplant Hospital, and members of the Chronic Kidney Disease Task Force. When I first came to the Capitol, Ms. Littlefield was one of the first to visit my office, and every year you can count on her to come and ask for support for research and treatment of kidney disease. She was instrumental in the creation of the Texas Chronic Kidney Disease Task Force, and since then, the state has developed a plan to address kidney disease, and the Texas Renal Coalition continues its vital mission of advocating for patients, monitoring health policies, and educating the public about this critical issue. The Texas Chronic Kidney Disease Task Force has developed a state plan to address chronic kidney disease, and the Texas Renal Coalition continues its vital mission of advocating for patients, monitoring health policies, and educating the public about the critical issue. Members, please join me in honoring Ms. Littlefield, the Texas Renal Coalition, and the Chronic Kidney Disease Task Force for her leadership and lifelong dedication to this cause, and recognizing these organizations for their unwavering commitment to improving kidney health in Texas. And let's show them our gratitude with a big round of applause. I move adoption.
All right, the question occurs in the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair is none. The resolution is adopted. Chair recognizes Ms. Flores for a motion.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend all necessary rules to bring up and consider H.R. 208.
All right, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair is none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 208 by Flores, congratulating Geronimo M. Rodriguez Jr. on his retirement as Chief Advocacy Officer of Ascension, Texas.
Chair recognizes Ms. Flores to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I rise today to recognize an outstanding Texan and Austinite, Geronimo M. Rodriguez Jr., for his many contributions to our state and to congratulate him on his well-earned retirement. For nearly 2 decades, Geronimo has been a driving force at Ascension, Texas, where he has championed efforts in cultural competence, workforce development, and civic engagement. His leadership has led to life-saving initiatives, including the establishment of a hospital-based violence intervention program, a human trafficking education initiative, and his service as the executive leader of the Emergency Medical Response Unit. Before his time at Ascension, Geronimo built an impressive career serving in the White House Office of Legislative Affairs, the Presidential Personnel Office, and the U.S. Department of Labor Office of the Solicitor. Beyond his personal achievements, Geronimo has given back to the community through organizations like the St. Edward's University Board of Trustees, the Austin Community Foundation Board of Governors, and the Hector and Gloria Lopez Foundation. He also served our students and the Austin community by serving as trustee and president of the AISD School Board. His dedication has been recognized with numerous accolades, including the 2024 Neighborhood Builders Award from Bank of America, a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Greater Austin Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and the 2023 Legacy Leader Award from the Young Hispanic Professional Association of Austin. As a proud native of Alamo, Texas, Geronimo is a graduate of St. Edward's University and went on to earn degrees from Syracuse University's Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Affairs and the University of Texas at Austin School of Law. Geronimo's passion for service, advocacy, and leadership has had a profound impact on the health and lives of so many Texans, and today we celebrate
his remarkable career and legacy. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize those in the gallery with him, his wife, Nicole Holt, son, Michael Aaron Rodriguez, stand up, parents, Jeronimo F. and Maria Olga Rodriguez, his in-laws, Ricky and Kathy Holt, and his brother, Rene Rodriguez. Jeronimo, thank you for your service and congratulations on your retirement. Members, join me in honoring Jeronimo Rodriguez. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move members, I move adoption.
All right, the question occurs in the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The resolution is adopted. Representative Howard moves to add all members' names to the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair hears none, so ordered. Chair recognizes Ms. Garcia Hernandez for recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, the Texas Trial Lawyers Association Women's Caucus encompasses 600 women trial lawyers from across our great state of Texas. From rural to big city, the ladies of TTLA Women's Caucus serve communities all over the state, and today they are here to advocate on their behalf and that of Texas families. I was honored to lead this caucus as their chairwoman last session and to be part of this elite group of women, many of whom were my mentors and sisters-in-law that taught me not only how to practice law, but helped me find my voice, feel confident in my skin, and gave me the strength to lift up my shield and sword for the most vulnerable and often voiceless in our community. I'm indebted to their investment in me, and I look forward to seeing the growth of more trial women to come after me. Women's Caucus, please stand up. Members, please join me in recognizing these fine set of women and men, and welcome to your Texas Capitol.
This is Mr. Harris for recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, we've got a good group of Region 12 superintendents joining us in the gallery today. Guys, would y'all please stand up and be recognized? Thank y'all so much for coming to our capital, or your capital. Members, please join me in welcoming them.
All right, the Speaker's desk is clear. Mr. Guillen moves the House adjourn until 9 a.m. Thursday. Is there objection? Chair hears none. The House stands adjourned.